is going on, all you amazing viewers to play later? How we doing today? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Yeah, there we go. Good whatever time it is when y'all watching this video right here. Whoo, sleep deprived and trying to make me some bitches. Good move, Chris. But as I talked about a little while ago when we brought the Blanche Masterclass paint sets from Army Painter to the channel, you know, these wonderful guys with that great artwork in there, that I was going to paint 2 custodes, trying only to use the paints in those Masterclass sets. Well, this is the follow-up video. So as you know, before we can play, we got to get the adulting out of the way. First up is a word from our unofficial sponsor.
So there I was, 23 years old, prime of my life. I woke up one morning, looked in the mirror, and my hair was thinning. It was all falling out. It wasn't until I discovered this one solution that changed everything. My first initial thought was, it's gotta be genetics, right? It's not my fault, this is genetic. Go and find out. I'm not the only one dealing with thinning hair and confidence issues. And it was nuts because we started to change everything in our routine.
We started looking at what we were putting in our bodies, what we were eating, how much water we were intaking, and then we started working out and taking care of ourselves, but still something was missing.
But also what we put on our body is drastically important to our skin and hair health. So we ditched all of those chemical filled products. We started using healthy, organic ingredients and took it upon myself to start creating these organic ingredient products to help people. I have a solution for you. Ditch all of those chemical filled products and grab something that's organic, natural, handmade, something that your family will thank you and your health will thank you. Make the switch today.
Great man, great company. Just seriously, click that link down below. You are not going to be disappointed in his products. Make sure you abuse the ever-loving beep out of that viewer-exclusive discount code for you guys. All right. I have simply fallen in love with some paints out of this range. They have quickly become my favorites, and they've really helped shape certain things for me because I can replace like my Custodes Gold. I think I can drop like 5 steps and just start from this point and move forward. With my solar watch guys that I've been doing, I had an issue at first, and I'll explain that here in a moment, that really upset me. As a matter of fact, I even fired off an email to the Army Painter. Hopefully I'll be hearing back from them soon, and we can get that all squared away. But still, it gets even better after that, too. But okay, I saw the thing from them when the Blanche Masterclass was coming out, and they painted a Stormcast Eternals Reclusion. And I looked at how they did that with, I think, 4 paints, and I'm like, oh my god, that looks fantastic. I want to, do that. So, it all starts with, seriously, Emperor Gold. Oh my god, that dark, deep, rich, reddish, brownish gold, whatever you want to call it, was just unbelievable. Unbelievable. And when you coat it with that shadow dark or whatever it is that came in there, sorry, their name's escaping me, that new wash that they had, wow. Go back over it with Emperor Gold, True Brass, and then I took Mithril. Phenomenal. But here's what I'm talking about. That armor is only 4 steps. And I went, holy crap, that just pops like you wouldn't even believe. I had to pick out some with the usual stuff I do with my Custodes. The cloak is their brand new speed paint, Blood Moon Red. 2 coats and some Null oil. Other than that, everywhere I usually use bolt gun, I went with, what do we got? Heavy metal. So I really love how this came out. And I think I'm going to be switching to that method for my custodians going forward. Because seriously, I layer up like, spray it with that wonderful gold from Games Workshop, their spray, their primer. Touch it up with the same color from the pot, a wash, 5 different dry brushes, a wash, and then another dry brush on top of that. So, yeah, this eliminated so many steps. He came together so quick. I went, oh my god. But I really love how that speed paint went over the white primer. I didn't have to slap chop it or anything. It covered great. It really didn't run everywhere. I was able to maintain great control of it. Oh yeah, those have, wow. Just wow. All right. Now, like I said in the other stuff, I saw ivory white, okay? And I went, that could be phenomenal for doing a shadow watch. So, solar watch. Because they have a white creamy armor with like a really neat tinge to it. And I was able to do them before using peachy tip stuff about using a white primer and then going over it with Seraphim Sepia. Came out great. But I saw the ivory and I went, okay, yeah. So I got the ivory, started shaking it up like you usually do. Even this one I think is starting to solidify a little bit more. But when I inverted it to dispense it, it came out like cottage cheese. That's about the only way I could put it. It was clumpy, it was runny, it was horrible. Absolutely horrible. The worst thing I had ever gotten from the Army Painter. It took me a couple coats of running over it and using medium to kind of water it down just to get a base coat on the custode. And even then I thought about throwing it away. But I waited a couple days for it and then went back to it and went, maybe I can work with this. All right, but thankfully, this one is not the cottage cheese one. I went into my local gaming store, not suspecting them to have the paint sets yet. Because even on Amazon, these things are saying 3 months out. We'll ship in 4 months. We'll ship this. I ordered mine directly from the Army Painter. And I got to give these guys credit. I don't know if I said it in the last video. I got an order verification, but I never got a shipping notice. It just showed up on my door one day. I was like, cool, it's here. And then got to work, you know? So I wanted something a little different for this custode. Now, normally, I base everybody with like muddy earth, that kind of thing, well, concrete, because to me, the biggest battle the custodes have ever done have been like Burning Prospero or everything on Terra during the Horus Heresy or the Siege at the Lion's Gate. For the Solar Watch, I wanted them different, like the Webway. So, here we go. That's what I came up with. It took me a while to get that ivory under control, and it got a Seraphim Sepia covering. Okay? Now, for the cloak, where are you? It is just one coat of the turnbull turquoise on the cape and the hair. I know they're usually red, but I wanted something a little off. Like, this was a distinguished unit. You know, this was having fun. This was, you know, there was something different inside the Webway. Because how many custodes died in the Webway? A fuck ton. All right. I like how that turned out. And I went with the Demon Earth from AK Interactive. But instead of doing a Gene Stealer purple or Gene Hive purple, whatever it is, for the speed paint, I did the Coral Lake speed paint. And then just left it as is and put the pink tufts from Gamer's Grass. Because it's the Webway, something different, right? But I did my best to keep with everything else. I'm getting a lot better with the slight gold on the Guardian Axes and the Guardian Spears. I'm not having to clean up as much. I mean, after painting as many as I have, you know. The one thing I did screw up on, and I'm kind of curious how that would have went. Because it took me a couple days, I forgot about my mission plan to only use the paints from the John Blanche stuff. So I went with Dragon's Gold for the gold from 2 thin coats. And that was just one big base coat and the Seraphim Sepia over the top. I like how it looks. I like how it pops. Everything on him came together really quick. The worst part about painting these guys was waiting for the drying time to, you know, commence. Overall, I am very, very happy with these John Blanche paints. I really hope that Army Painter goes back and does more Masterclass series and keeps adding to their line. I've said it before. I always thought of Army Painter as a joke along the way until speed paints came out. And then I went, oh, this is kind of cool once I learned how to use them and after they solved the reactivation issue. Then the War Paints Fanatic line is coming out, and I seem to be ordering more of those than I do anything else. I've got Army Painter, Vallejo, Citadel, and 2 thin coats as my 4 go-tos at this point. And I just keep seeming to rotate around which ones I'm constantly using. But we're at the best part of the video for me. Seriously, we really, really, truly are. I promise you at some point in this channel's history, I am going to have a painting how-to video for you. I've got to get another camera. I've got to be able to look at things a little differently. I've got to get a lot better at editing and other stuff. I promise you, you will have that. But we are at the best part of the video. I want to know your questions, comments, love, hatred, anger, all that fun stuff right down below. How do you feel about how these custodes turned out? Have you got to use the new John Blanche paints? How do you feel about them? I love them. Out of all the paints, I've had problem with one. And that was the ivory coming out like cottage cheese. I don't know if that was just something weird in the bottle. I don't know. But I have emailed Army Painter, and I promise you, you will see a follow-up video on that one. Okay, you really, really will. Best way to support the channel is hit that big thumbs up and drop me a comment down below. Both of those are guaranteed to trigger the algorithm, and as a small little sparky channel, that's always appreciated. But there we go, guys. My quick, weird look follow-up on the John Blanche Masterclass paint sets. I want to thank you guys for watching this one. Hopefully you're having a great day today, a safe day today, and Emperor willing, one day, real soon, we'll be rolling dice across the tabletop.